Hi, good morning, can you hear me? Anybody out there? Thank you, Grumpy. Be back in a minute.
Risk disclosure statement. There is a risk of loss in trading stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, derivatives, options, forex, and cryptocurrencies. This risk can be substantial, and therefore investors should generally consider their financial stability prior to trading. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. The software, strategies, checkpoints, websites, and any associated websites or digital news for educational purposes only should not be construed as an express or implied promise or guarantee that you will profit or that loss is made limited in any manner whatsoever. Users of the information accept full responsibility for the outcomes of their deployment to most Apple trader, LLC, and any associated companies, agents, management, owners, and customers pharmacy preservation. Please trade responsibly. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, Rule 4.41, hypothetical and simulated trading performance results have certain inherent limitations, some of which are described herein. No representation is being made that any accountable is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical or simulated performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally pre-paired with the benefit of hindsight. In addition, hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading record completely accounts for the impact of financial risk in actual trading. For example, the ability to withstand losses or adhere to a particular trading program in spite of trading losses are material points which can also adversely affect actual trading results. Because these traits have not actually been executed, the hypothetical results may not or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. There are numerous other factors related to the markets in general and to implementation of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in simulated trading or in preparation of hypothetical performance results at all, of which can adversely affect actual trading results.
This trade room and its webinars are not intended to mirror my trades or to give specific recommendations. Analysis of share trades and trades by taking yourself based on my personal analysis. The goal of this room is to teach trades how to identify specific trades, trade for themselves while doing decisions. Trading is extremely risky. You decide on my personal trades, you store your risk, and your positions are accompanying one. And that was profitable and 15 hours on the trading goes. The spreadsheet I have to my personal spreadsheet that I use enters on values and ATR values now be liquidating prices for my trades. You can see when I enter all prices in this spreadsheet as well as prices that trades whether you went long or short. You have the ability to copy this spreadsheet and enter your own values and use mine to confirm some prices and your results correctly yourself. The spreadsheet is not telling you which direction trades it is if your prices and stop prices will long and short positions depending on the trading person inside trade. All right, good morning. So don't know how active the morning will be, but relative volume is not the worst, so we'll hop on. If it's dead, we'll just cut it short, but you can see this isn't the worst here. Plus markets are selling off and I never want to miss a good sell off, which I usually do. So you can see Nasdaq's breaking out of this, broke out of this balance. It's down here-ish, 866. Actually, it's down here. So this is a pretty important area too, as far as this buying tail. You know, this still isn't an easy zone from stuff that happened back here, but it has traded up and through it. So I mean, I was still taking this either, but I don't love this zone. But I'd still take it. It's just, when the market trades through it, down here more is probably a better place for that zone. But the point is this stuff, break of this, this may be coming down to this stuff. So we will see. They usually just push it real good during holidays, straight up every day, as we saw on Christmas. Spot Gamma said it was like the biggest rally, one of the biggest rallies ever. Anyway, yes, it's below this as well. So we'll probably get some kind of bungee jump retested and we'll see what happens. It wouldn't surprise me at all to have a failed balance breakdown. So we will see. I have no idea. Nobody has any idea. That's why we trade real-time volume events. There hasn't been many yet. Gold, I was looking for a back in black off of this stuff. So we had buy ice here, it turned into broken ice. There was no trade there as far as my areas, but I was watching to see if it bounced off here and then taking coming back. It did bounce off that. It went a little bit below it, but we got a stop run. So I don't trade the back in blacks. I'm not trading for a move back to this. We have a new event. You could take back in blacks to this, but it's already basically retested. So I didn't do anything with this guy either. Back to the zone. That's just one trade type we have. I actually should have been long right here. I just missed it. So I'm not going to put it on here. If it comes back, I'll put it on. This is a pick trade. Yeah, that stop run right into this guy here, but the entry would be back out. So I would take that trade if it comes back. I should already be in that. I would have taken that if I just was watching it, but I was out of my office. So I should have been in right there. That's an aggressive entry. Again, pick trades that's a little more subjective, whether you want to get in first move. or wait for the retest, right? You could have just jumped in there or wait for one of those. Use your overall thesis to judge. That's what I do, whether I'm going to get it aggressively or wait for the retest. So this one, I'm waiting for the retest just because I missed it. So if it comes back, I will put on the pick. Algo guide is bearish. Blue is below red. Exponential moving average. So no barks and licks to the long side. So I think I can take long as a pick, and shorts are off the table because this has already validated to the long side. Other than that, there was a natural gas setup I didn't get over here. Of course, worked perfectly. There's your ATR retest. Actually, I did glance up at this, and Algo at the time was not bearish. It's bearish now, so I don't feel too bad about missing that. But it did pull around 7:11 my time. So yeah, I didn't miss anything here as far as Barker Lick, but that's the usual pattern: ATR retest and then gone. So I didn't do anything off of that. Other than that, there's not a lot going on. Crude to keep an eye on. I did take a short here yesterday into the close. Talked about this happening, failed balance breakout. We talked about that in the AM webinar we had. I did catch this down here. Now this looks like it's going to rip off the page again. Once again, when something that should happen, and it did move decent, failed balance breakout of this area, but it should have probably gone further, and instead it rebounded again, and it's the high volume out of that. So any longs, I'm going to take probably double size, especially if it gets above this. You start to break out above 71, that's gone, and then you have the bigger one too. So this moves a little higher. It looks very, very, very bullish. So we'll see. It is a holiday week. Who knows if it's going to have that kind of momentum out of here, but that's why I use real-time volume events to judge what I'm going to do. We'll read spot gamma here. It is opening up right at these levels. So if I did get a buy ice or sell stops into this area right into the open, I would take a sexy Gexy. You got another Q here, and then you got this blind spot and 1 day minimum down here, and then you got spot gamma. So anyway in this area, I would take it if I got this set up. Let's see what he has to say here. This is stuff that's already been in there. Here's the support that he's talking about right here, important level. Futures are consolidating, Tuesday's big gains. Support 6,000, 59.90, 59.60, 59.50. That already came out. We remain long while SPX is above 6,000, so we're right here. Right, so that is, you use his thesis with the structure stuff. It's breaking down out of that too. That's break 6,000, may get a nice move and trade double size. That upside target is 60.55 and a 12.31. If SPX breaks 59.90, we will flip to a short position with a target of 59.60. Again, when he says this, he speaks like this, this usually transpires. So meaning if we break 59.90, if it breaks in 59.90, which is pretty much where we're at right now, he's expecting a quick trip down to 59.60, so 30 points. So it'd be nice to get a volume event to take advantage of that. Move 59.60 would likely break any JP Morgan end of the year pin. That's what he's talking about there. Under 6,000 risk off. Tuesday's rally was one of the biggest Christmas Eve ever rallies. You have to put Eve there. Christmas Eve rallies ever. This vol was crushed in the pocket 6,000 negative gamma, helped to ramp up the SPX to 60.40. Nice depiction of the vol crush, SPX 1-1 skew. This is where it goes down the rabbit hole.
The S&P 500 a sell side of 310 million. Nasdaq 100 a buy side of 14 million. Dow 30 a sell side of 70 million.
All right, I'm still getting freeze ups. I'm on bookmap data now, and I'm still getting freeze ups, so I can't blame Rhythmic. See how long this takes to recover. Not too bad. Still should be freezing up, I don't think. All right, so there hasn't been anything down here. If I get something and we get some negative tick readings to start the day again, you know, I pay attention to it. I wouldn't be trading TikToks off of this, you know, right at the open. All right, so you got all these stocks opening, but it says interesting. We're open negative 1200 in NYSE, negative 1100 in Dow. I mean in NASDAQ. We're breaking down out of this. So this is pretty far from this now. So I wouldn't take like, you know, breaking aways. I couldn't take them anyway because I need the heavy relative volume. But, you know, breaking aways are meant to be taking first move out of there, like up here. This is pretty far from that. So I would not take that trade here. You know, if I got a bullish event, like I said, I would take an IZZY here. But you definitely want to watch a retest of this area, the bottom of this balance, and where this gap. Other than that, I'm just waiting for volume events. See what we got for spot gamma levels and other key levels here. All right, so I finally got away with a trade, not putting a trade on. I would have put and filtered the exact tick for that pick trade. Didn't put that on, so that's good. So that long is canceled. Now we have a new event here. Right, I put support, but it's sell ice. All right, so I would not take this sexy Gexy. You want to see volume events in the direction of the, so this is support, right? It's moved in here. You want to see buy ice or sell stops. Sell ice, I'm not taking it. What I would do here, say this broke lower and came back and retested it, I'll take it. That's a variation of the sexy Gexy. I will take that. So keep an eye on that for a test. All right, nothing in equities yet. Q is at all these levels here, so I would take sexy Gexys here too. If it tags this. So we're in an IZZY zone, and you have all these. If something, say we get sell stops, I would take it. Sexy Gexy and an IZZY. IZZY's waiting for it to move out of the zone though. Sexy Gexys is right jumping in when you hear the event. Or buy ice, I take those too. So I'm just waiting for a potential event. We saw 5,000 buy ice in ES yesterday. How'd that work out for them? Not very good. But at least, you know, there may be some big money playing today. You know, this is a variation of an A+ reversion. I mean, it barely tagged the ATR. So when I say A+, this is what's running with that firm, trading firm as well. When you get your entry, so the entry doesn't have to be in the event as long as it stops outside of it. I don't like it if it already tags the ATR above it, because, you know, again, the whole idea is that you're playing for trap traders when it comes back to that area. And when it moves in ATR, a lot of them are already puking it out, but I don't think this is a bad try. So I will take that on my other account. Let's get that set up. That entry is at 93. Stops at. So again, the trading firm's not taking this consideration either, and it's been doing fine. But I just don't, you know, the whole idea of playing into a prior event, you just want to play where they're still stuck there. Starting moving out of there, they're not really stuck. Some guys get out and stuff. So that's the whole idea. But it is still the one reversion. And you do have these areas to kind of protect the trade too, right? So what was support is now resistance. So it's got to get through this zone and through these levels. I'm okay with that one ATR trade back into that if it tags it. Other than that, there hasn't been one event in equities yet. There you go. 2,000 ICE. Right, but this is kind of through that area. So I would take a sexy Gexy here. And I guess it is still on that. So give it a try. Let's give it a try.
Order filled.
Of course, I literally go to click someone put in an aggressive iceberg there. Did you see that? So it's like they went to the market with the iceberg, which is almost never happens. Icebergs are passive orders. You could see as soon as it's fired off, they swept it.
Order filled. Order
All
filled.
right, I'm gonna try a sexy Gexy here. So, it's kind of through these levels, but it's a great risk reward trade because you're not waiting for it to move out of here. So I'll risk it down to 43.25.
Order filled.
Oops, that one blew out. It's on another account.
US stocks extending their drop.
Yeah, more bias here too.
S&P down around 0.75% here as well. Order filled.
41.50 for that new event. We got this one on.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right. So, you had these levels here. This was the original what I was going to get in on, and then that's swiped up, and then you got more bias here. You got that. So I'll just risk to there, give it a shot. If these areas just rip through, especially with bias, it's telling you something, and it looks like that's going to happen here. So I'm ready to, this was the thesis as far as position trading. Close to getting stopped out of this XEX here. So this did gap down from this stuff. This is an uglier balance area. Maybe come into that 60-10. So remember what he said, there wasn't much to do here as far as the position trading to get in, but Spot Gamma said if we break that 60-90 level down to 60-60, that was a pretty quick move. But there's nothing to do for me. My triggers, my foundation are the SI events. So I didn't get anything this short. I am going to combine these two though. All right. So if this does the ATR, which I think it just did. Why did he announce it? I don't see this validating. I guess. All right, according. Already, so I got sell ice in this area too. Very interesting. I might get out of a couple of these.
Order filled.
Again, I took a sexy Gexy with the buy ice, right? Well, now it broke down through, it's coming back, and now you're getting sell ice. So I probably shouldn't have any on. This is, confusing action in here as far as a sexy Gexy. When you're confused in the trade, you should probably just get out of the trade. So I'm just going to exit it.
Order filled.
So what I'm going to do here, Bookmap Bob claims this, tag the ATR retest confirm. I'm going to take BARC and lick shorts. Here's your entry for that zone, and then I can trail it to this event. Right, so I'm going to go short on a broken ice. It's already proven to be a short event. It says Bookmap Bob. Right, tag the ATR. Here's your retest, confirm. I'll take that short. Here's your entry off of that guy, and then I can trail my stop here versus there because of this, and then I can actually potentially add to BARCs and licks here. All right, so I got out of the sexy Gexy because of the sell ice. I don't want to mess around with that. My BARC and licks are 41.25. At least we're moving around. Just not digging this new zone drawing tool though, as far as having to hover over the prices. And I don't have any opinion here as far as trading bigger. I would have probably traded bigger higher, but this is already a decent move out of there. Right, might be a sexy Gexy in the queue. Let's see what we got. It's not quite there. I'm not going to take it. No sexy Gexy for me. Let's see what else we got. Very close to the blue lug here. Not quite. These need to be merged. So again, I'm bouncing back and forth. Oh, I took the, that was the A+ reversion in GC. But remember, if you're taking these reversions, pay attention to that relative volume. I'm actually gonna get out of these.
Order filled.
So when I'm taking reversion trades, I'm all for it coming back. If I hear a new event, I'm out of the trade. I don't hope it comes back to a prior event if you have a new event. Now you have a potential A plus coming this way. And this one would be legit where it didn't get an ATR below there, meaning here's your entry, your stop is through the zone. So I would take that A plus reversion if it came down there. Again, this is gold. That's it. 26.7. Put on 0.5, and the stop for that one is at 34. All right, so that's working. I'll come back there as far as position trading. I just want to see what's going on with. So I did not take this sexy Gexy. You could have. It would have been a nice trade. I just was. Again, these are areas. They're not exact prices. I just thought that was too far. But you could have jumped in this, and that's already a 40-point trade. I didn't do anything with this though. As far as position trading, you know, got through that zone. You know, this is a judgment call here. Remember, we talk about these being areas too, right? So IZZY's questionable. It's just below this inflection zone here. But this is already a pretty big move, and you are moving into this stuff. So I would probably, if this holds, I would probably take an IZZY. I'm going to take an IZZY long. So that entry is at 56.25, and I can put on 3. And I saw BARCs and Licks working in ES shorts. I've not been filled, and that's off of this guy here. So again, when I'm working here, I didn't even see if there's long-term liquidity down here. It probably is. Nothing crazy. I'm not seeing any liquidity down here. Well, I guess you got this band here. You can trade too. So I'll put on Lick, but it's kind of pushing it a little bit. Definitely the BARC. So anyway, you got your ATR, retest, confirm. I'll put it on there. And then if it does it again, I can add to it off of this guy and stop for both. We'll go there. So those are working. And then if this holds, I'll put in an IZZY long in NASDAQ. I'm not saying anything pick. And let's see here. Bottom of that guy was 32.50. Yeah, you could put on I'd put on a pick here too. If this area holds. So my position trading trades are always waiting for at least or to move out of the ATR plus to get in. A sexy Gex usually jump in right when you're the event. I didn't do that trade, like I said. So I'll put on IZZY and pick if this moves out of here. Because the entry would be 27.56 or 7.56. You know, I'm looking at this one. So this is also subjective is when you cut this off and you say it's no longer relevant, right? I still think it's relevant. You see the point of control for this big guy is here, not Joe Biden, not that big guy, but this big guy, right? So if this pops back out, my 56 entry would be back inside this. I would take that. Actually, for that one, you know what I'll do? Remember, we just talked about being subjective with your, what's actually not going to matter here. Forget it. Right there, it validated to the short side. So this is a short event. So if this goes ATR retest, I'm going to short BARC and Lick NASDAQ as well, right? Because this is why we wait for the confirmation for the position trades. This never got an ATR above there. Just tag the ATR below. This is a short event. I will take BARCs and Licks, and then for other trading strategies, you could look for back in blacks back to this event too. So, okay, filled in ES BARC and Lick shorts. So right when I mentioned that, that's going to rip right back to that zone. I didn't even get a chance to see if we were bouncing off anything here. So nothing important for me for back in blacks, right? So the back in black is waiting for it to hit that important area. So if I would have gotten there, I would have taken it. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. It was through that IZZY zone, so I would not take that back in black right off of, into the 1. If it moves a little lower, then I might take the 3, 2, and 1 coming back. We'll see what happens here, but it already looks like it's going to retest. Regardless, I'm short ES, back to position trades, fill to the tick as usual, and right back to the zone. So my stop is, sorry, that's in queue. I still got filled to the tick here though. So this was the prior, let me look at that. That is the exact tick as usual. Can't even get a Christmas present and not get filled to the tick for once. All right, so stops up here, 54.75. Maybe I won't get ticked out in the new year. Maybe that's what's going to happen. It only happens 10 times a day, so. So accurate these areas are, right? So I got filled to the tick there. I should have been filled to the tick in this gold trade. I just missed it. Tick. It's just crazy. I just sit here in awe every day, like how that can be the exact prices. I don't know if you guys have heard me bitch about it about 5,000 times. There's Madam Shizzle. I'm not using the new zone on ES. It's inside the last zone. Let's just use that one. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a different event. I mean, it's obviously a different event, but this is sell ice, so I'm using it. Right? It's not like it's buy ice. If it was buy ice, I would just combine them. This is sell ice, so I'm using that as well. So trailing my stop to that. There was buy ice. I didn't get that. Yeah, that is in the middle, but it's not threshold. I didn't get threshold. It's 586, actually 607. All right, so this is going to be a pleasant tick out here. All right, so I'm short BARC and lick in ES. If this comes back, I'll put it on an NQ. Other than that, I got nothing going. And then gold, I'm waiting for a move back. If it moves back into this zone, I'll take an A+. Now we're sweeping the ES in the sell ice. So, I mean, you could take a sexy Gexy short here, right? Broke down through, back, here's your sell ice. Try that on another account here.
Order filled.
All right, I took a sexy Gexy. Again, it's a little jumbled in here, but I'll give it a shot since the stuff blew through here. Stop for that trade is just at the regular stop area, but I'm getting in right at top of the zone. So the risk reward is great if this does turn around. Pretty active trade, pretty surprised. Other than that, watch these levels on the retest here too. Granted, I'll be stepping out of this sexy Gexy into these Mentor Q levels right at it. But if say it came up here and I got sell ice, I'd give it another try. Sexy Gexy wise. So I'm short sexy Gexy and I'm short BARC and lick. Yes. So from some of my sexy Gexys, these are currently my rules. Again, this is a trade in progress as far as our rules, but I'll get out of half there. If it moves out, and then I'll try it for the bigger move. Again, this is a new trade, 41. So that'd be an 11-point trade if it gets down there. Not holding my breath. This is an IZZY too. So if this comes back, I'll short IZZY too. So it moved out of here, the zone, move back in, sell ice, take that trade. That's a traditional entry where I'm not just jumping in, I'm waiting for it to move out of here. So that would be 39.75 IZZY short. Got questions, throw them in. So we'll get some tick strike in here, holiday tick strike. Did not look at the Hiro either, which is not smart. I actually have brand new screen for the Hiro, so I can keep an eye on it because it's so important, especially on days like today when, I mean, there is big money playing today, but the days that big money's on in here, that Hiro just runs the show. Meaning the dealers get loaded up. And whoever's loading up the dealers knows, right? If I would have had that information back when I was scalping, you know, instead of buying, so I would get, say I would get long, you know, 1,000 ES. Instead of just keep buying futures, I would just turn around and buy the options and force the dealers to buy the futures. Because I'd be out of bullets, but I can load them up with options. And then, I mean, that's what's going on. I guarantee that's what's going on when nothing's happening. They just load up these dealers, and then the dealers have to, you know, hedge themselves, and it pushes the market in their favor. So you want to keep an eye on this thing. It's just popped $1 billion, and here, that was that rally. So this is good for shorts. This is not really budged. This is the Mag 7 Hiro. But S&P pop went from over minus $1 billion back to, wait, what is this? Oh, yeah, basically flat, zero. So it looks like they're just running it back and forth here too. So that was this, right? When I got filled to the tick, the Hiro came in. You're not going to predict this, right? You have no idea the Hiro, it's real action, real time action, but that's, you know, you put on the trade, and if you lose, but at least you have, you know why you lost many, many times. If you're watching the Hiro, you're like, oh yeah, the Hiro just popped $1 billion. There you go. ES pops 12 points on it, right? There's times where you could take advantage of it. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. You're like, oh crap, they just bought $1 billion. Dealers have to hedge. I'm screwed, right? So hopefully it can hold here. I have my areas. I have where I'm stopping out. I got the sexy Gexy on, fine with it. And I got the bark and lick on off of that dude. I would not make these one zone because they're pretty far apart in time. So I'll trade this individually, say that happens. You can maybe still go short off of that too, as long as this doesn't validate, which is real close. All right, this is just some jukey action here. Let's see what these markets are. So new lugs, yes, just bounced around, sitting around the yellow lug. It did bounce off this market profile composite. So you could have taken the one back in black if you wanted to in ES. I didn't even see this, but plus I got short everything. But the point is it tags something important. It was right here. Take that market profile composite right where I got filled to the exact tick on the short. You can take it and coming back to this original zone here. Could have taken the 142.75 out at this zone. But you know, these reversion trades, like I said, if there's a new event, I don't take them. So I take all that back, right? So if you were playing for that reversion, the minute you hear the new event, I don't take that reversion anymore. Now you got new events, and then you got another new event. So if you're in a reversion trade, say you did get short that, the minute you hear the new one, get out. That's what I do. I don't hope it comes back to a prior zone if there's new events. All right, how about we pound the MAGA side? Again, this is pretty much the only reason right now this market's not ripping up back off the page. S&P ripped $1 billion, but Mag 7 sitting at its lows, so and it's moving lower, and that's why this is. So that's got that going for me, which is nice. All right, let's see if I can get out of half these sexy Gexies at the right inside the. So again, this is the trade right now I'm taking. Sexy Gexies, I jump in the minute I hear an event at Gex levels. I play for half of it. first move out of the zone because I'm playing for that dealer reaction, right? So it's inside of an ATR. It's not, you know, it's still a decent trade. I got in up here, and then I'm going to let some ride as a traditional position trade entry because we have actual big money that will fuel this move lower because there's traders trapped in here, right? The buyers, if this moves lower, are saying, oh my God, I just put my G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip Christmas gift on this trade, and someone came in with sell ice, and now I got to get out of the trade. So again, I'm playing for the initial dealer reaction on half of it, and then I let half ride as more as a position trade. And I still have position trades on too. You get me? And I'm going to take a, what did I say? What's the other one? IZZY? Yeah, then I'm going to take an IZZY short too if I get full. So market move down here, bounced, sell ice, I'll take an IZZY. That's a position trade. I'm still waiting for the ATR out of here to take that trade. That's a traditional entry. That's a 39.75. Let's finish reading Mr. Spakimo. Keeps us in a bullish stance. That's unless it breaks, which it just did, 6,000. It's only 1 week ago. He already had this in yesterday. I think he just copied and pasted today. Expiring positions do not have themselves cause a bearish response. They would like to remove SPX stability. The removal of the stability would happen time when SPX IVs are back at lows. Yeah, he definitely copied and pasted this from yesterday. Can't shake out some of this. Is December 21. Today we have rates driving higher after Powell's FOMC comments, which means they triggered a bearish response. Equity has since shaken those lows, surprise, and now broadly back near all-time highs. So it's fairly similar. It's very similar to 2021, where Powell sparked an equity decline by suggesting higher rates at 12.15. Equities recovered to all-time highs by January 1st, and then quickly gave up those gains into mid-January. So they've been talking about this too, this January stuff, like this last pump up, all these funds, have to mark their books correctly or show they're long or whatever. And then all the Biden administration inflated numbers are all gonna, like, I put that, it was an article a couple weeks ago, meaning shit's gonna hit the fan after the New Year's. So this is what they said would probably happen. We get the rally and then it's going to get killed. Now that's matching what he's saying happened last time that this happened too. As far as Powell dropping the hammer, it popped and then it got killed into January or after January 1st. So it's just bigger, longer term views. I'm not, not trading that with futures, but if you have options, it would be a bad idea to put some puts on, especially if this gets one more pop up into this, back to that structured stuff, which it probably will. And these are all guesses, guys. I have no idea. I'm a day trader. But if it pops back into there, I don't think that's a bad idea to start putting on your, March puts or whatever you want to try to take advantage of the Armageddon that is coming. Huge like at 60-60. Don't like that. I see that. I don't like that. I don't want that to go there. I want that to go to 0. So I said I had barks and licks working here, but I didn't realize I'm going to be shorting right into the lug, and I'm not going to do that because every time I do that, I get smoked. The only time I potentially do this, if we're breaking to see this, I'm not taking those trades. I already remember I said I was going to take those. If we were breaking down out of balance, right? So say that lug was there. Say this was happening, right? So you had this balance, here's the lug, and we're breaking down, and I would give that a shot. That's where I gave it a shot. I've done, I'm pretty consistent with that. I'm not selling in the lug down here, right? The only other reason you should consider selling a lug if you get like large relative volume, 200% or more, and then those have more of a propensity to bust through the lug too. Other than that, I'm not taking bark and licks and NASDAQ. No, I didn't realize where we're at. And what you could do if I say that, well, actually not on this one, because this is already retested, right? But say this didn't already retest and move down to the lug, take those back in black coming back. Not off this. If I retest once, I don't take it again. Some you guys do, that's fine. I don't. All right, let's see a swipe to zero, please. Can I at least get out of half of these sexy gexies?
Order filled.
All right. This is a potential tic-tac, by the way. By the time I get over, I'm already missing the damn trade. Not ES yet, and Q yes. So this is a potential tic-tac here. Sell stops. I'm gonna go long tic-tac in NASDAQ. There's another tick extreme. I'm gonna wait a second now. That was a yes. No, so again, the trade's meant to be, when you hear the event, this auto entry, it's already through there. You could take it, but this is, it's telling you something that just blew right through there. Here you go. This is that Mag 7 Hiro. It's getting smushed. I like it. All right, so I got out half my sexy gexy. That was a great trade. And it felt terrible, right? But I was off of this stuff. These went through Q levels, moved back into them, got sell ice. I literally entered right there. Great trade. And I'm still short BARC and lick. Now I could trail my stops for the BARC and lick trades to the sell stop. And then I want to see where I'm going to get out of some of these. I would not be taking tic-tacs on sell ice, only buy ice or sell stops. So you heard the tick extreme, but I'm not taking a tic-tac off of that. This is an area I can get out of a couple of these. I got 6 on, I'm gonna get out of 2. So this is IZZY, BARC, and lick. So just I got out of a third. Where are we? These are areas I get out. I'm very consistent with this. Right there. Extreme standard deviation of VWAP. Got out of a couple. We got an A+ reversion setting up here. A+. Stops up there. I'll take that. 38 quarter. Take that on a live account. How was the spot gamma call, by the way, if we broke 6,000? That's a pretty good call. Again, there was nothing for me to do up here, but it's just good to see. When he talks like that, it usually happens. He said, if this breaks, what was the exact word? 60-60? Or another tick extreme. So guys, you know, there are days you just keep getting tick extremes. It'll hang out down here for a while. That just means that, you know, this program selling is coming in, and, you know, where they're selling the entire basket of stocks. You know, if I got an event, I would still take it, the tic-tac. I didn't take that first one because it just blew through there. It was like by the time I even got over to click the mouse, it was already, you had already been stopped out, right? So, but if I get another one, I'll take it. Another thing you could possibly do is a back in black. No, we got new lugs. So I did not take that BARC and lick, and of course, the time I don't take it, it blows right through the lug. That's all right. I was short a yes, but I love being short everything, every chance I get. But I elected not to take that BARC and lick. I had it on, and then I saw the lug, and I canceled it. But that blew right through it. So you would add, you sold into the lug. You already got 70 points on it. I did not. Another tick extreme. All right, this is would have never in a million years thought it would be this active. All right, ES is still rolling down, and I'm still short. I want to get out of another one of these. I still have 2 sexy gexies on, 2 big ones. I don't say anything to get out here. Point of control's at 15 quarter. I'll get out of a couple more down there if it makes it down there. You can see this relative value is picking up too. So this is the real deal. Meaning there's big money behind this move. And it just gave the confidence to not that I would have panicked out, but just for you guys, you see this Hiro from Mag 7 down at the lows, it's going to be hard for it to bounce, a real bounce. Another tick extreme. Just sitting down, and that's it rings it if it's coming back into it too. Get out of some of these here. 16. Come on, baby. We go to 0 for the new year. Needed that. All right, I didn't get out of any there. I was real close to that area that I just said, but I held it and now it's snapping back. That point of control. Point of control is at about 15 quarter. So I'll get out right in front of that. It comes back down there. 16. Not all of them. I still have 4 out. I had 6 on. I'll get out of 2. In the meantime, say it does tag that point of control. Well, that's one of my important areas. So I could take, as long as this doesn't retest right now, I'll take a back in black to this guy too. So say it touches that, I'll take the 2 and the 1. As long as it doesn't retest now. If it retests now, then no. But I can put on new barks and licks here too. On a retest confirm. Other than that, I didn't see any reason to take this 1 ATR back. I mean, you guys, you can take the ATRs aggressively, right? There's not, they work all the time. I like the back doors are way more comfortable, if you will, where it hits something and then you take them coming back. As far as the A+, this is, I was going to take that A+ reversion, but it already tagged an ATR. Another tick extreme. So I'm not going to take that if it comes back up there. Come on, give me one more swipe down there so I can get out of some of my position, bark and lick, and then take back in blacks. ATR is pretty good. 6.4. That's this time of year, it's usually 1.8. So we were talking about this. I had a feeling we would have some good trade this week. I did get on yesterday for a little bit because there was 5,000 buys and then it died. But that Powell move was kind of signaling we're going to get some good trade into the end of the year, and that's exactly what's happening. I told you guys that story 5 times now. The year that I was supposed to have my honeymoon, I could just tell by the way it was trading, it was going to be a good trade, and I ended up making 300 grand that week and skipped the honeymoon, but it was definitely worth $300,000. And I had a feeling this was going to be the same type of week or into the new year. So next week, early, what's New Year's Day next week? Wednesday? Yeah, so we might get some good trade Monday and Tuesday as well. $59.60s SPX 1-day implied move. What is the equivalent here? I forgot. So it's about a 43. Damn it. I wanted to take that back in black so bad. So I'm not taking it. And I still have, I didn't get out of any more Mia's either, but here's a retest of that zone. To the tick, as usual. So again, there's your retest. I can't put on barks and licks, which I will. If this comes back, I'm going to add to my bark and lick, I should say. Let's make sure there's some liquidity, something down here. There's just not a lot. Like I'm fishing for, there's no liquidity. So I'll just put on a bar. I'll add to my bark here. There's just nothing down here. Yeah, you do have that. If you really think it's good, that's liquidity. So if I put this on, this is my target. I'm not getting out until it gets to there, unless I get an opposing event. And she got some here too, I think, at this. Damn it. Hold on, yes. All right, I'm putting on both BARC and lick, or adding to it, I should say. What could go wrong? So I'm not doing anything wrong. Like this is a new event. This is the pattern. I put the trade on. It feels terrible. It feels like we've moved way too much. There's another tick extreme, by the way, but I got the ATR. Here's your retest to the tick. Put that on too. Had to do it, I mean. I'm still watching. I'll still get out of some of everything at the that 2015 quarter, that point of control. If it stutters, that's why I use this stuff, right? If this thing's going ape shit when it gets down there, you get, more volume, pressure, imbalance. It is just the point of control. It's not like a lug right there, right? I'll give it a chance to go to zero. All right, we're here right now. Yeah, another one of my Gexies. That was a great trade, right? Got in that thing up here. It was like a 30-point Gex trade. More than that. I was in up here. 40 points. All right, another tick extreme. This is what I'm talking about, right? So I just didn't get a chance to go over to cancel the orders. If you see this stuff going ape shit, you don't have to get out at the areas. There's another tick extreme, by the way. So one of these, if I get it, I'm going to take the TikTok. But this is a good example how this thing can stay down here. Like there's so many traders that play for the pop back to zero. This thing has been down here for 15 minutes and has not popped back to zero yet. So guys that play the tick are getting killed right now. And then you got, for these barks and licks, you do have a blind spot here, and you got put support there. Still a ton on, actually. So this is struggling here. Remember I added to that trade? I'm gonna have a couple more. Bark and lick. All right. So if it continues to die, I still have 6 on because I added to it. Remember, I put 6 more on. Other than that, if it bounces off this point of control, I got some. I took some off, and that's what it's doing. Right, so you got to remember, there's always algos playing these ATR reversions, playing points of control. But when it doesn't work out, when the big money's in here, which they are, it's just a self-perpetuating thing where they try to buy it and the paper just keeps unloading, and then they got to turn around and puke them out too. I'm talking about they, meaning the algos, right? So they're here buying, they're trying, but if the big money's unloading, they just get loaded up, and then they got to turn around and puke too. So it's like a self-fulfilling. You get the cascade. Another tick extreme. 60-17, so we're right here. Is that implied one-day move. So guys, that's options wise. It is scary shorting into this, especially when this Hero is not doing anything, by the way. This is a perfect example, right? So the WMAX 7 is getting smushed. But there's bigger money in here unloading. The options dealers are one of the main entities. That's all I ever talk about, but there's other entities. Today, there's other entities in here unloading, meaning this could keep going. But if they take their foot off the gas, then yeah, this is probably going to bounce here. I don't know. That's why all I have is my rules. Are my rules. So that needs to be right here. You could put it above all that. I don't feel like risking another 15 points if this does pop back for the remainders of these barks and licks. And I still have an IZZY on too, by the way. I'll go with that. Was that IZZY trade as well? So that was this. That was this sell ice. Another tick extreme. Might be coming back though. I'll look here in a second. That moved down, moved back up, sell ice, IZZY. Hold on one second, guys. All right. They're still hammering this thing.
If you stop selling Q 160 contract.
There's I'm taking a TikTok here at NQ. Take it here too.
Orders filled.
I don't even know where we're at, but I'm assuming that was another. I mean, it's kind of just hanging here. So this is a different, right? The TikTok is supposed to be like a normal day. This is not a normal day, meaning it hasn't gotten back to the zero line in 20 minutes. Normal day is when it's like hanging here and you tag the tick and then you take the opposing trade. This is already getting smushed. So I got to put the stop in. This is just a different deal. There's big money in here today. So that stop is at 97.50. This is actually, I have too many on here, but it's all right. Yeah, see, this is just this is bigger picture stuff today. So that was not a TikTok. I mean, that thing was actually coming back. It's just been hovering at the zero line. I mean, you don't ever see this, like 1% of the time, I would say. But I'm in it. Again, I should have taken a closer look because it's ringing as it's coming back into it as well. So this thing's just been hanging out here. This is not the definition of a TikTok. Meaning you want it just normal, like if it's up here at zero, then tags it, then you can take it. This is just, this is just big money unloading. You can see this, the ADD has dropped because this is program selling. And so another thing you want to watch here, maybe a back in black here, as long as there's not heavy relative volume, comes down there, tags that. I'll take those coming back. I'm really glad I didn't put on the BARC and lick in NASDAQ. That hurt. It's about almost a 200 point trade. You are at point of control here. So you could take back and blacks out of the point of control, but it hasn't even tagged the one yet. So again, backs are when you tag something and starts coming back. Take it on the chin on this TikTok, unless this thing turns around in a hurry. I put way too much size on. I'm sure there's some fund managers sitting on a beach in Hawaii saying, getting calls. Hey, you got all those positions long on into the end of the year. Yeah, things aren't going real well for you. You might want to get on a computer. I guarantee that's happening right now. Guys are all relaxing, thinking there's nothing going on. Yeah, the markets are selling off 5%. Hasn't been 5% yet, but you never know.
See the rate of the EIA's weekly natural gas change. Forecast looks for a draw of 100 BCF.
Right, again, you almost never ever see this thing sit at the tick extreme this long without at least a pop back to zero. They're both doing it. So this is just a different day. Like I said, it's not what TikTok's meant to be anyway. I should have taken a closer look there, but you know, you got to be quick with it, because if you, on the normal TikToks, the thing is rips away. This is not a normal TikTok. It's all right, still short of yes as well. I am going to get out of some down here. I mean, this is pretty close too. So if, you know, remember we talk about these areas, you don't have to wait for exact tags of the areas to get out of them. Again, I'm never out of all of them until if we get down to the blue lug, then I'll get out of all these. I'll get out of everything. I got BARC, lick, and IZZY short on, where it's right around 93, 93.50. And you got the top of this profile composite too. So anywhere in this area, I don't need to split hairs for another couple points. Right, that would be right there, this guy. All right, can I at least get out of some of these TikToks? Way too many on here. I got one of
Order
these.
filled.
I had two big ones on, and I was taking a bath on them. This one I got a towel on. Seriously, I couldn't even get over to click the mouse. The thing just dropped 30 points on me. I was gonna get out of some of these right here. Jerks. So on a normal TikTok, the market's moving down or up, whatever, in this case down. You get the volume event, you jump in, it's an auto entry, as long as you're getting the tick. I recommend the minute it comes back to the zero line, you get out of half. Like that's not happening today. It's just telling you something bigger is going on. But normally 98% of the time, it'll pop back to zero. I get out of half, and then you can let half ride. That's the TikTok. That's our only other auto trade where you're getting in right smack dab in the middle of the zone. Right there. Take any fade trade on NYSE tick for YMNAS or NQ tick for NQ. When it's an extreme, right around minus 1,000 or more, trade is taken immediately when the tick hits an extreme and SI volume event triggers. Trade does not require an AT move out of the zone. All right, so there you go, you pigs. I still have half on, but this is what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting, again, like this is a different day, but if this gets back to zero, I'm just gonna get out of all these. More sell ice. Nothing doing here. That was real close to that area. I should have got up a couple more, but should have, would have, could have. All right, that's pretty close.
Order filled.
Get out of that. I'm gonna get out of these. That's pretty close to the zero line. I'm fine with that. Again, I shouldn't even have put that one on. The thing was just bouncing around the tick, so it might not even make, it was just sitting at tick extreme for 20 minutes. So whatever, I mean, it worked out. And you can see right where it bounced off of. This is actually a back in black coming back. I missed it. You gotta be quick, man. This thing's moving 30 points at a time. ATR is 44. So if you were watching closely, this is just the one back in black. If you're watching this, tags it, take it coming back. And that's exactly what's gonna happen here. Gotta be quick today. Like this thing is whipping. If you would have told me that NASDAQ had a 44 ATR on December 27th, I would have said you were a flat out liar. I'm gonna bet in the history of trading, there's never been a 44 ATR on December 27th. The history of markets. You can do the research, let me know. I'll bet a round of golf on that. All right, so if you guys are watching, this could be a back in black. Let's see what else it popped off of. I got out on my TikTok, so that was good at least. That was not a fun trade. Yellow lug, there you go. And especially if stuff's confluent. So you had that put, whatever that was, put support. What was that? Yeah, put support. So it busted through there. What support? It's now resistance. Tagged it to the tick. Hopefully Jordan caught that one because he plays those things on their own without the event. You had to put support. You had yellow lug. Take that one. Hey, look at that. What do you know? I can't believe I missed a trade and it worked perfectly. Anybody take that? That was, I mean, they don't get much better than that. This is not a small 1 ATR. It's almost 40 points.
IRT, 150 contracts.
Nobody took that. Look at F's. I at least have an excuse on the webinar. But, you know, even if you missed it, take a screenshot, put it in your book of trades. Hey, sexy Gexy, put support yellow lug, take the one coming back out of the zone. Hey, look at that. I tagged the zone exactly. And now it's bouncing off there. Let's see what our guy's doing. So this is a bullish event. I could be potentially going long here for certain strategies. Our guys on top of each other. That's iffy. Barks and licks. You could, if you really want to push it real good. I'm not going to take barks and licks, but let's see if there's something else here. Did bounce off the point of control. So guys, this is why I get out of something. I don't have trades for point of control, but you know, you're watching it and it gets the point of control. If you're short, get out of some right there. Bounce right off of that. This is an IZZY. This is an IZZY. So I will take this. This comes. I should already be long. These are the best IZZYs too. This is a whopper move. It's almost 500 points into the zone. That's concerning as far as structure though. That just ripped right through there. And actually, I didn't even see all this, guys. I could have been taken aggressively. I could have been taken breaking bad, current balance breakdown through the high volume and prior. So any event you get there, you take that. I could have taken failed balance breakout on any of these things up here near, say, 21,650. So I just missed these trades completely. There's something for everyone. Position trading, scalping, R traders, right there. I could have taken it off of this guy. That's the event through that high volume node. I should have been short right there. Breaking away, I'm sorry, breaking bad and failed balance breakout. And you would have caught a 100-point move. And you could have got us somewhere at the point of control. And then trail your stop to this dude, and you would have been stopped out, but you still would have made something on it. I miss those.
Validated.
All right, I gotta put on more barks and licks, don't I? More sell ice. It's getting a little scary to continue to add to this, but you know, here's your validation. Retest confirm. I'll put them on again. This is a new event. In the descriptions of the trade, it doesn't say take any trade on SI Avima that has an ATR retest confirm, unless you see 3 prior ones, right? It doesn't say that. It just means this is a new event. You take the trade if you want to be consistent and play the probabilities. All right, I am watching this area though. This put support because I still have double bark and lick on. I got out of some, but I still have them on. That's the put support line, and a little lower than that is the lug. And well, the first one to put support on the top of this market profile composite, and then you have the lug down here. I'll get out of all of them down there unless it literally just blows through. And if you get a stop, I have no problem taking a long slug if there's a stop run after this kind of move, because you know there's going to be some kind of bungee jump, or you don't know, but very likely. So I'm watching this put support very closely, and what I can do here too, I'll take it back in black here. Right, so it comes down here, I'll get out of some of my barks and licks, some more, and then I'll take that 1 ATR coming back. That's the back in black trade. Another take extreme. Look at the ES Hiro. It's just not there. So this just tells you this is not what's driving this move. This one's not even at its lows. So this could be ending here soon,
CL short retested.
especially if you get the things start to pop.
Unprecedented EIA, nat gas, sewage reports on feed.
But again, you got the dealers fighting the big money, the program sellers here. Again, how many guys are getting woken up and why they got to get in the computer and unload right here? So it's like this is probably what's happening, honestly. That's why things just hovering around this thing still hasn't popped back to zero. That was a good exit by me, by the way, on that TikTok. Come on. All right, I'm getting out of a couple more of these. I still have BARC, IZZY, and Lick. I shouldn't be out of any until it hit that liquidity. That's way down here though, wasn't it? It's like 50 points away. So BARC and Lick. I mean, BARC and IZZY. I should be getting on a couple more. Come on. Need one more swipe down here. You can do it. Lost my shirt. Another tick extreme. Pretty important. All right. So if you do get another event, if I do, this is an uglier one, but that's a balance area and that's the high volume node. You get an event there. Those are the trades I missed in NASDAQ. You can still take them here. Fail balance breakout. This is a breaking bad. This balance is quite a far away, but you could take it. Another tick extreme. All right, we're right here. I'm gonna get out of a couple more of these. And I'm gonna take a So if this bounces off here, I'm going to take the back and black coming back because this zone has not retested yet. Again, different strategies. I'm still short, but I will take on another account the long. I keep hammering it though. The other thing I'll do here is say it does go tag the blue lug. I'm going to be out of my shorts, except for lick. I'm going to try to hold lick because that's the whole idea. Lick, you hold it to the lick, but I would take the whatever ATR is coming back. So that would tag the lug, potentially the 3, the 2, the 1. Right now, I'll still take it. If this comes back right now, I'll take the 1 back in black. 775. Again, just remember to keep an eye on relative volume. You don't want to be taking reversion trades if there's heavy relative volume. It's not coming in right now, but it has been coming in. That is big money. You don't want to hope it comes back to zones when the big money is unloading here. It's quieting down a little bit, so I would give this a shot. 775. What can I put on here? I hate this the zone drawing tool hover crap. Hate it. So Johan says there's going to be an option.
CL short hanger.
I do not like it. Meaning an option whether you want it shown on your chart. I mean, some people don't like a ton of stuff on the chart, so it's good for those. I don't like having to come up here and hover on the zone to see what the hell I'm doing. So he's going to have an option for that, hopefully soon. How are these guys feeling on the footprint, by the way? This may lead to another,
Net gas IZZY by NG, 150.
I got net gas coming out, but it's the number, so. So remember, we say 30,000 is a lot. Yeah, if the ATR is between, I'd say 3 and 6. I mean, the ATR in here is 8. So, you know, you're going to be seeing less. But anyway, how's those 3,000 buyers? How are they feeling right here? Probably going to get another wave down right into the lug. And that's how I look at it. I look for high volume areas. I don't trade off of this, but it's just good to see these areas and you will see patterns. I did have a trade called the Bigfoot. I'm not going to get into that. It hasn't been, I haven't released it just because it changes. The amount of volume we're looking for changes with ATR. There's obviously ranges that you can use, but I'm not going to even get into that right now. There's just enough confused traders on here as it is. There's still another 500 strategies to come. Confuse you guys even more.
NG short validated.
Just a great example of today,
NG short validated.
options dealers are not making a difference, at least in S&P. Like they're not doing anything. This thing is not moving notionally. It had that one pop. Right, you even got a flow that didn't respond. That's just because there's other entities in here today unloading.
Net gas IZZY by NG, 150 contracts.
All the clown fund managers on the beach. Come on. Just give me the lug. I'm gonna take these back in blacks. Again, I still have the one working here if it does pop right now off of this SKEX level, but support. Guys are awful quiet.
Stop filled.
All right, I got filled to the tick and on the back in black. That's a live account too. So that stop is at 97.50. Literally tagged it to the exact tick. That's 3 already today. Like I said, most traders go a month without getting filled to the tick. I get filled to the tick 10 times a day. Look at that. This is so stupid. 97.50 is my exit. This was more painful because this is a live account too. It's just amazing to me that these prices are that accurate. It's just amazing. I can't get over it. I sit here every day in awe and frustration.
RTY IZZY by RT.
We have not looked at Russell. I have no idea what's going on in there.
150 contracts.
All right, sell ice here. What was support? You know, I would make this all, wow, this is a lot of ice. What the hell is going on here? I would have made this all one. Yeah, a little stop run in there too, but I would have done that. Just X out of that one. So you never got a retest of that, but they're coming in, trying to buy it a little bit. And we were very upset if I get stopped out of this trade. Just get through it. Like I'm fine with a loser. Losers happen all the time in trading. I just can't stand when I get filled to the exact tick and then it does that. It just drives me crazy when you see it 50 times a week. Look at that. It's just the best price ever. Yeah. All right, so even if this does come down and stop me out, if this bounces off the blue lug, I'm still going to take the 3, the 2, the 1 back again. If this doesn't come back right now, it's very annoying. That's just unbelievable, man. Yes, there's bias in RTY. Or anything there? No X level. This thing needs to be cleaned up. No lugs. Merge these three. Merge that one. Or just cut these off now, or at least this one. I'd probably keep that one.
Yes, 4-3 test.
Crap, gotta get out of this thing.
RTY one validate.
Order filled.
All right, so that worked. All my bitching, but it worked. I would have bet you large sums that was not going to work. That worked. It was just the one. Tagged put support. Take the ATR. I got tick, tick. Gave up on it. Back to the zone. Out of the trade. And I'm still short. But I'm trying my stop. I got somewhere down here. Because this is why we use these levels. I mean, look at that. You get out, it pops right off of that. Anyway, my stop for the rest of these are up here. So it's either now for me, it's either stop out for my remainder BARC, Lick, and IZZY. Stop out because of the new event, pushes out of there. Blue lug, I won't get out of the Lick at the lug, but I'll get out of IZZY and BARC. And or an opposing event. And this is actually the opposing event. So if another one comes in, I'll trade out to that too. But right now my stop for the rest of these, 31.50. So I'm still short. I call along back to the zone. Different strategies. Pick which ones you want to trade. That's these dudes, reversion ones. So why would I not get out of this right here? Well, this one's pretty easy. I'm not stepping out in the middle of that. I'll move it outside of it. So I'll move it to like 33.25. So the BARC account's only $900 away from qualifying. That's the wrong one. Hold on. So I qualified the FBB the other day, or last week, or whatever it was, 2 weeks ago, and then I blew it out because I freaking left a position on into the close, and they closed me out. You can't do that. Anyways, this one here. So that's the BARC, $900 away. So you get close to the qualify, be careful with your size, right? You don't want to risk, if you're $100 away, don't be risking $500 in a trade. So that one's almost qualified. See if I can remember to exit my positions before the close on that one.
The US National Security Council spokesperson Kirby says North Korean troops conducted mass assaults on Ukrainian troops.
Anyway, if this comes back, this is, the blue lug's still down here. I'll put on the BARC and Lick here again. That entry is at 05.25. Size is 4. All right, those are working. One more swipe to the blue lug would be, I'm okay putting that on. All right, blue lug's at 90-ish. A 15-point trade if it gets down there. That's if it comes back. And I already have I have 2 BARC and Licks on, or I had 2 different positions on. Right? Did it off of this.
DC long enter.
Did it off of this. and I'll do it off of that if it comes back. If not, stops me out. Still made money on the, still made profit on the ones I had on. And we caught the TikTok coming back. I mean, not TikTok, I did catch TikTok. Even though that was not the correct TikTok like I talked about, but caught the back in black. So guys, there's pick which ones you want. If you're new, please, I'm not saying do not try to trade all of these. Pick a couple, pick 2 position trades, pick 1 auto fade, and then pick 1 back in black. That's plenty. And then have different accounts set up. Again, I recommend doing the Apex where you can have the opposing positions on the valuation account and just take the trade every time you see it. You'll be amazed. And then, you know, again, I wouldn't be trading your real money. Do those, and then you just keep taking them, and then you build up this confidence where it's like you're not questioning, you know, you're not trading your feeling and, oh my God, this has moved too far. I'm not putting this on now. Just keep putting them on. You'll be amazed, like, wow, you know what? If I just follow my rules with an edge, that's all I need to do. And take my guessing out of it of what I think is going to happen. That is the #1 reason traders fail, because they think something's going to happen. So they don't put the trade on,
The US stocks extending.
or they put it on and they're like afraid and it goes a little bit and they're out and then the thing drops 50 points. That's emotional turmoil, right? There's nothing worse than a winner that you had that you got out and then it goes even, you know, 10 times the amount. All that stuff adds up emotionally. Take it from me. That's why I talk to myself while I trade, or I might literally be put in a rubber room in a straitjacket. All right, guys. Good day, right? This is, let's see what we did here. This was a good day for, again, if you would have told me it would have been this active on December 27th, I would have called you a flat out liar. I lost the, that's a good day. That was overnight stuff that I forgot to get out, of course, but that was still a winner. And then that's a good trading day so far, especially on November 27th. All right. No PM webinar today. On Fridays, there's never a PM webinar because I'm going golfing, so I can get tortured there instead. But, you know, there's trade here, guys. Trade it. Follow your rules. This is the beauty of this stuff, right? It's like you open it up. If nothing happens, you don't get events, you don't trade. You get events, say, okay, here's my setups. I'm trading. I mean, again, I would have, not many people, including the fund managers on the beach, saw this puppy coming, right? We talked about the thesis and then we got the events and we took the trades. All right, we'll be back Monday. Hopefully it continues. This is awesome. Mondays are not my favorite days, obviously, but we can have a good trade to the new year. All right, have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you on Monday.